Stop Mustang time! Time is not just numbers ticking on a clock, it is the silent heartbeat of life, the invisible currency that we spend whether we want to or not. And yet most of us treat it as if it were unlimited, as if we have another lifetime hidden somewhere in reserve, forgetting that every single second that passes is a piece of our existence gone forever. A piece that will never return, and when we waste it on complaining, doubting, scrolling endlessly, or waiting for some magical, perfect moment, we are not just wasting minutes. We are actually wasting life itself. We are letting go of opportunities to love, to learn, to grow, to make a difference. Opportunities that will never knock twice because time doesn't have the courtesy to repeat itself. It just keeps moving forward with or without us. Imagine waking up every morning with 400 seconds deposited into your account, a gift far more valuable than any treasure in this world. And yet most of us throw it away mindlessly as if it holds no worth, when in reality it is the very essence of our existence, and the way we spend those seconds decides who we become, what we achieve, and how we are remembered. Some people spend it in building dreams, in nurturing relationships, in growing their talents, while others drain it on regrets, on comparing lives with others, on chasing distractions that give temporary comfort but permanent emptiness. And one day, when life flashes before our eyes, when we realize that all those seconds are gone, we will wish desperately to turn back. But time, unlike money or possessions, cannot be earned back, borrowed, or reclaimed once it has been lost. If we truly understood the weight of time, we would stop saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," because tomorrow is not a promise but a fragile illusion, and every tomorrow we count on is actually built on the foundation of today. But sadly, many of us spend our todays waiting for inspiration, waiting for courage, waiting for someone to come and hold our hand, waiting for the right season, the right chance, the right blessing. But in reality, the right time is never a date on a calendar. It is a decision of the heart. It is the courage to take one step forward now, to start with what you have, to do what you can, and to understand that even imperfect actions are better than wasted time. Because time wasted is not just the absence of productivity, it is the silent death of dreams. Think about this when you waste time. You are not only robbing yourself of growth, you are also robbing the world of your contribution, your story, your light, your unique voice that no one else can bring into this world. How many inventions, how many books, how many songs, how many acts of kindness have died quietly because someone kept saying, later. And that later never came. How many lives could have been touched? How many hearts could have been healed? How many futures could have been shaped if only someone valued their time enough to act today? Wasting time is not harmless. It is actually harmful. It is stealing from your own destiny and from the people who could have benefited from your courage, your effort, your gift, and your presence in the world. Time is like sand slipping through your fingers. You cannot catch it once it falls. You cannot hold it tight. You cannot store it for later use. You can only live it as it flows. And the beauty and tragedy of it is that you don't know how much sand is left in your hourglass, whether it's decades or days or mere moments, which is why wasting time is the greatest betrayal of yourself. Because while you wait, life is moving. While you hesitate, doors are closing. While you procrastinate, your story is fading. And if you don't wake up now, if you don't rise and claim every second as sacred, if you don't stop treating time like a cheap, replaceable thing, you will stand at the end of your journey filled with regrets instead of memories. And regrets are nothing but reminders of wasted time that could have been transformed into purpose, passion, and legacy. Excuses are the most expensive lies we tell ourselves. And the price we pay is not measured in money, but in lost years, in unlived dreams, in roads never traveled. And every time we say, "I don't have time," or "I'll do it tomorrow," or "things are too hard for me," we are quietly giving away the most valuable treasures of our life. Our opportunities, our potential, our future. Because the truth is, nobody has extra time lying around waiting to be picked up. Everyone in this world has been given the same 24 hours, yet some create empires, some write books. Some heal others, some transform societies, while others stay stuck exactly where they were years ago, not because of lack of talent, not because of lack of resources, but because excuses became their lullaby, their comfort zone, their invisible prison walls. Excuses are dangerous because they feel safe, they feel reasonable, they feel like a friend whispering, "Don't worry, you can always start later." But later is a trick, later is a thief dressed in comfort, later is a trap that keeps you from ever moving forward. And the saddest part is that excuses are not loud, they are quiet. They slip into your thoughts in the middle of the night. They tell you that you're too tired. They tell you that you don't have the right support. They tell you that success is for others but not for you. And slowly, without you even noticing, they kill your courage. They suffocate your hunger. They bury your fire under the weight of hesitation. Think about it. How many times have you caught yourself saying, "When I graduate, I will start working on my dream," or "When I have enough money, I will pursue my passion," or "When people understand me, I will finally step forward." But my question to you is, what if that perfect condition never comes? What if life never arranges itself in the way you're waiting for? Will you continue to postpone your greatness, or will you decide that your excuses no longer have the right to dictate your story? Because excuses will always find a way to sound logical. They will always make you believe that waiting is safer than trying. But in reality, waiting is nothing but slow death, the death of your destiny before your actual death arrives. Every time you choose an excuse over action, you are making a trade. You are trading a piece of your future for a piece of your comfort. You are trading possibility for certainty. You are trading growth for stagnation, and that trade may feel easy in the moment. But the regret it brings later is unbearable. Because you will look back one day and realize that you did not fail because you lacked the ability. You failed because you allowed excuses to steal your time, to blind your vision, to numb your will. And when people ask you why you never lived your dream, you will have stories to tell, but not results to show, and stories of excuses cannot inspire anyone, not even yourself. Excuses are like chains, and the more you use them, the tighter they wrap around your soul, until one day you stop even trying to break free. You accept them as part of who you are. You identify yourself with them. I am too old. I am too young. I am not educated enough. I am too different. And soon your identity becomes your excuse, and your excuse becomes your cage. And from inside that cage, you will watch others flying, others growing, others shining, and you will convince yourself that they are lucky, that life gave them something you did not have. But in truth, the only difference is that they chose effort over excuses. They chose action over waiting. They chose faith over fear. Excuses also kill time silently, because while you are waiting for tomorrow, someone else is using today. While you are planning endlessly, someone else is building consistently. While you are telling yourself, "Not yet," someone else is already halfway there. And this is why life feels unfair sometimes, because success doesn't wait for the one who deserves it. Success goes to the one who shows up, the one who acts, the one who refuses to hide behind reasons. And every excuse you make is not only stealing from you, it is gifting your opportunities to someone else, someone who is willing to do the work you keep postponing. And the truth is, excuses never disappear on their own. They multiply, they grow stronger with every repetition. They become habits of thought, and habits shape destiny. So if you feed your excuses daily, you are training your brain to always look for a reason not to try. You are programming yourself to lose before even starting. And the more you surrender, the more powerless you feel, until eventually you believe your excuses more than your possibilities. And that is the most dangerous point of all. When you stop believing in your own potential because you have rehearsed your limitations for so long that they sound like reality, when in fact they are nothing but a false narrative that you chose to repeat. We often wait for miracles to come wrapped in big, dramatic moments. A sudden breakthrough, a life-changing opportunity, a grand chance that will flip everything in 1 second. But the truth that most people don't want to accept is that transformation is rarely born in thunder and lightning. It is born in the quiet. Ordinary choices we make every single day, in the small, seemingly insignificant steps that we repeat with discipline. Because life does not change when you move mountains in one go. Life changes when you start moving one stone at a time, when you begin with 5 minutes of effort, when you write one page, when you take one walk, when you practice one habit. Because greatness is not the result of a giant leap. It is the reward of consistent steps taken when nobody is watching, when nobody is clapping, when even your own mind tells you it is too little to matter. Yet you do it anyway. Think of water dripping on stone. A single drop looks powerless, almost laughable, but let that drop fall consistently for days, for months, for years, and it carves through solid rock. That is the power of small steps. They look weak, but they are unstoppable if they are repeated long enough. And yet most of us waste time waiting for the big drop, the one magical chance, instead of trusting the quiet power of persistence. So we underestimate the walk and overvalue the sprint. We glorify the idea of sudden success, but ignore the truth that even the tallest trees grew from tiny seeds watered daily, not from overnight miracles. And when we fail to understand this, we rob ourselves of progress, we rob ourselves of the chance to grow in the rhythm of life. The reason small steps matter is not only because they build results, but also because they build character. They build habits, they shape identity, and identity is what sustains success long after the excitement fades. Anyone can run fast for a short distance, but the one who endures the marathon is the one who learns to keep moving one step at a time, even when the body aches, even when the road feels endless, even when nobody is cheering. And this is how life works too. It rewards those who are faithful with little, those who do not despise small beginnings, those who understand that big change is nothing, but the accumulation of tiny decisions layered one on top of another until one day the world looks at you and calls it overnight success. But you and I know there is no such thing as overnight success. There are only countless unseen steps taken in faith, in silence, in patience. But the tragedy is that we often sabotage ourselves by thinking too big too soon. We say, I need to lose 20 kilograms, and the weight of that number crushes our will. Instead of saying, I will walk 10 minutes today, we say, I want to write a book, and the thought of 300 pages paralyzes us, instead of saying, I will write 1 page right now. And so in the desire to achieve big things instantly, we waste time doing nothing at all. We sit trapped in overthinking, overwhelmed by the size of our dreams, forgetting that dreams are built brick by brick, day by day, moment by moment, and that the only way to climb a mountain is to take the first step and then the next, because motion creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence, and confidence eventually creates change. And here is the beauty: small steps are accessible to everyone, no matter who you are, no matter where you start. No matter how broken your past is, you can take one small step today. You may not have the money to start a company, but you can learn one new skill online. You may not have the energy to run 5 kilometers, but you can stretch for 5 minutes. You may not have the strength to heal all your wounds, but you can choose to breathe, to forgive, to write your feelings down. And these little acts, though invisible to the world, are the seeds of transformation, because progress is not about doing everything, it is about doing something, and doing it consistently. And once you train your mind to honor the small, it will prepare you for the big without you even realizing it. And yet, people resist small steps because they don't feel glamorous. They don't bring instant applause. They don't give dramatic results. But ask yourself, do you want applause today, or do you want transformation tomorrow? Do you want temporary excitement, or do you want lasting change? Because if you want lasting change, then you must fall in love with small actions. You must respect the ordinary. You must learn to celebrate the quiet victories, the ones nobody sees. The day you said no to junk food, the morning you woke up a little earlier, the hour you spent reading instead of scrolling. These are not small things. These are the very threads that weave the fabric of your destiny. And the person who ignores them is like someone waiting to build a house, but refusing to lay a single brick, hoping one day the house will appear out of thin air. Your environment is shaping you more than your intentions ever will, because no matter how strong you think you are, you cannot rise if you are constantly surrounded by people who are busy pulling you down, and you cannot fly if you insist on keeping company with those who have clipped their own wings. Life is not just about the path you walk, it is also about the people who walk beside you. And if their energy is filled with gossip, with negativity, with complaints, with distractions, then even without realizing it, you will start absorbing their patterns. You will start thinking like them, speaking like them, wasting time like them, because human beings are mirrors. We reflect what we see around us, and slowly, what we hear becomes what we believe, and what we believe becomes what we live. So if you are serious about your dreams, you must be serious about your circle, because the people around you are either your anchors or your wings. Imagine carrying a candle in your hand. Its flame is delicate, fragile, beautiful. And if you surround it with winds, the flame will die before it has a chance to shine. But if you protect it, nurture it, place it among other flames, the light grows stronger, brighter, and together they can light up the entire darkness. Your dream, your purpose, your vision is that candle, and if your company is full of storms, storms of jealousy, storms of doubt, storms of mockery, storms of laziness, your flame will not survive. But if you choose to surround yourself with people who carry fire in their own hearts, people who believe, people who push, people who act, then your small flame will join with theirs and become unstoppable. Because fire multiplies when it meets fire, and light grows when it meets light. The truth is, some of us are not failing because we lack ability, but because we are living in the wrong environment. You cannot expect to grow in soil that does not feed your roots. You cannot expect to rise in a climate that constantly pushes you down. And this is why it is so important to be intentional about who you spend your time with, because time is life. And when you give your time to people who drain you, you are literally giving them pieces of your life. And once that time is gone, you cannot take it back, so why waste it on conversations that do not inspire, on relationships that do not build, on connections that do not align with where you are going? You must learn the art of selective presence, to be kind to all but close only to few, to give love freely but give access carefully, because not everyone deserves to sit in the front row of your life. And I know it is not easy, because sometimes the people who drain us are the ones we love most. Sometimes they are family, sometimes they are friends we grew up with, sometimes they are colleagues we see every day. And the idea of distancing yourself feels like betrayal, but I want you to remember protecting your purpose is not betrayal. It is survival, it is wisdom. Because if you allow toxic energy to destroy your potential, you are not only betraying yourself, you are also betraying the people who could have been blessed by your success, your voice, your contribution. And there is nothing noble about shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that do not honor your light. The most loving thing you can do is to grow, to rise, to become. And in doing so, you might even inspire those very people to rise with you. But you cannot inspire anyone if you let their negativity suffocate you first. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your goals when you forget, who hold you accountable when you slip, who clap for you when you win, but more importantly, who push you when you are afraid to start. Because these are the ones who see your potential even when you doubt it, who speak life into you when the world speaks failure, who challenge you to stretch beyond your comfort zone, who tell you the truth even when it hurts, because they are not threatened by your growth. They are invested in it, and being in their presence will make you realize that discipline is contagious, courage is contagious, vision is contagious, and when you are surrounded by such energy, your excuses begin to fade, your laziness begins to shrink, your hunger begins to grow. Because greatness is never a solo journey. Greatness is built in communities, in tribes, in circles of purpose, driven people who refuse to let each other quit. And yet, you must also understand that not everyone who walks into your life is meant to stay forever. Some are lessons, some are blessings. Some are chapters, some are entire books. And you must have the wisdom to know the difference, because holding on to people who no longer align with your path is one of the greatest ways to waste your time. And time wasted on the wrong company is more dangerous than time wasted alone, because loneliness can push you to grow, but wrong company can push you to shrink, to settle, to sabotage yourself without even noticing it. So have the courage to let go, to release without bitterness, to say, I love you, but I cannot shrink for you. I cannot waste my fire trying to warm a heart that refuses to ignite. And instead, open space for people who will not dim your light but reflect it, not compete with your vision but complement it, not drain your energy but multiply it. We live as if we are promised forever, as if life owes us another 50 years, another 1,000 mornings, another endless supply of tomorrows, and that is why we waste our todays so carelessly, scrolling, complaining, waiting, postponing, forgetting that every single breath is borrowed, every sunrise is a gift, every heartbeat is a reminder that time is not infinite. It is fragile, it is fleeting, it is slipping through our hands whether we choose to use it or not. And the cruel truth is that we do not know how much of it we actually have left, because tomorrow is not a guarantee, tomorrow is a hope, tomorrow is a possibility, but it is never a promise. How many times have you said to yourself, I will do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I will start writing that book. Tomorrow I will apologize. Tomorrow I will call the person I love. Tomorrow I will take care of my health. Tomorrow I will pray with sincerity. Tomorrow I will take the first step toward my dream. And how many tomorrows have already come and gone? How many have slipped silently into the past without you noticing? And with them, how many opportunities died waiting for your courage? How many relationships withered waiting for your presence? How many dreams suffocated waiting for your action? Until one day you wake up and realize that the tomorrows you were depending on are gone, and the only thing left in your hands is regret. If you want to know the value of time, talk to someone who just lost a loved one. They will tell you how much they wish they had just one more day, one more hour, one more moment to say what was left unsaid. Talk to someone lying in a hospital bed. They will tell you how precious one more healthy morning would feel. Talk to someone who failed to take a chance when they had it. They will tell you how heavy the weight of "I should have" really is. Tomorrow is never promised, so the only guarantee you have is today. This moment, this very second, while you are still breathing, while your heart is still beating, while your mind is still alive with dreams that can still be acted upon. The problem is, we think we have time. We think we can keep wasting hours on negativity, on doubt, on fear, on meaningless distractions, because we secretly believe there will always be another chance. But what if there isn't? What if today is the last chance you will ever get to change, to forgive, to love, to create, to shine? Would you still waste it? Would you still choose delay? Or would you realize that the most dangerous word in the human dictionary is not failure, it is tomorrow? Because tomorrow convinces us that we can afford to waste today. And by the time tomorrow reveals its lie, it is already too late. The truth is, your future is not built in tomorrow, it is built in today, in what you choose to do right now, in the words you speak, in the choices you make, in the effort you give. If you want to change your life, don't wait for a date on the calendar, don't wait for next year, don't wait for the so-called right time, because there is no right time. The right time is the moment you decide to act, and the wrong time is every moment you waste waiting. And yes, life is unpredictable, and yes, sometimes it feels unfair, but that is exactly why you cannot afford to waste time. Because you don't control how many days you have, but you do control how you live them. You do control whether you spend them on purpose or on procrastination, whether you fill them with meaning or let them evaporate in distractions, whether you create memories or collect regrets. And when your story is finally told, it will not matter how long you lived, it will matter how well you lived. It will matter whether you chose to use the time you were given to make a difference, to love deeply, to grow bravely, to leave behind a legacy of courage, not a trail of wasted hours. So stop saying, "I will start tomorrow." Stop waiting for a season that may never come. Stop living as if you are immortal. You are not. None of us are. And that is not something to fear, it is something to awaken you. To remind you that today is precious, today is sacred, today is enough. Today is all you have. Tomorrow is never promised. Yesterday is gone. The only day you truly own is today. So stop wasting time waiting to live. Because the truth is, life is already happening. And the question is, are you living it? Or are you letting it slip away?